Well, guys, we're working on the rear window regulator for Xavier's 97 S500. This is the car that I've been working on a little bit, been doing a few videos on, and one of the main things he had to get done was replacing this rear window regulator. I gotta be honest with you, I thought this was gonna be a pretty simple job, not something I've done before. I've done the window motors, not the regulator. And I gotta tell you, it's not that easy of a job, but it can be done. Even if you're just a DIYer like us, you know, you don't have to have any crazy skills. You're gonna need a drill to drill out some rivets. You gotta be very cautious with that, because if you go too fast or slip, you can shatter the window, which is definitely not something you wanna deal with. We got past that point. I was gonna record it, but I also wasn't sure exactly what we were doing. So I'll fill you in real quick. So the window regulator here, and I'll have Xavier explain exactly what went wrong with this and what are the common issues. So this piece here, I'll have him hold it up. As you can see, is broken along here. So first it broke there. Yeah. And what else actually happens to these things?
When this breaks, it puts stress on the pulley. There's supposed to be a pulley right here. And once you hit the button, this ain't going nowhere. The first thing that breaks is the pulley. After that breaks. So I got a new one, and in here the wires get all frayed up too. You can see, look like someone's already tried to fix it one time, but I just want to replace it.
Now, if your window motor goes bad, which does happen too, that's a lot easier to replace, right? There's no rivet cutting on that.
There's 3 bolts and it's out.
Yeah, I mean, on my early car, I've replaced them before, and I know it's a couple of bolts. I wasn't sure if these later cars, they riveted them in, but obviously not. Now, are you going to be reusing the motor? Did you order?
Yeah, the motor's good.
We
got a lot of motors, matter of fact, got motors.
Yeah, we got the parts car over there, and we actually debated on taking this out of the parts car, which would have given us a little bit of guidance on how to do it on his car. I suggested him doing that, but you guys got to understand, we're in Florida. It's been in the 100 degrees, and it feels like probably 140. So
that car's sitting in the heat too.
Yeah, I mean, you can see we've been out here for 10 minutes and we're covered in sweat. So we did get the job done, didn't damage anything. We had a hell of a time finding a good drill bit, because I've worn out most of my drill bits, but we ended up finding one that was good. That's about the size there. What size is that? I think I got another one down here. What does it say on here? I can't read it. Well, you know, it's bigger than the actual rivet by a little bit. If you see there, that's the hole for the rivet. And this probably just barely goes up to it right there. So, what is it? Let me see if it's on. It's not listed on there. But I'll try to put in the description what we use there. I'll go back and look at my drill set. But we drilled these out. There's one there. So you have to kind of pull up this here, up on top. This is a strange one. Where was it at? Over here. So you've got one there, one there. Those are kind of holding in. You'll see a little piece that slides in there. And then if you come down to our bottom here, there's one right there, one right there. And then you've got to pull this aside, and you've got one right there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Is that the total there? 5?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep.
Okay. And then you got to have somebody hold the window up while you pull that whole thing out. Now, it has a little slide that you've got to kind of knock off of the window itself, because the window has a piece that comes down right into it. Like I said, it's not the easiest. I wish I would have recorded it, but at the same time, we were kind of learning as we went, and I didn't want to have to keep re-recording. I wanted to get this done without being in the heat. Now, the cool thing is Xavier ordered in a whole brand new piece here. What was the cost on this? Do you know? I think his wife got him as a present.
Yeah.
So it's the whole regulator there without the window motor, because he's going to reuse the window motor. Window motors are the easiest part to replace, like I said. So if we have an issue, we'll just pull it from a parts car. But if you're going to do this, get a brand new one. If you pull it from a parts car, there's a chance it's going to go, because you can see how much better this looks just right out of the bag there. So, you know, over time, that plastic gets brittle in Florida. If you get a parts car out here, a lot of times that stuff just doesn't last anyway. So, and look how much tighter the springs are now. I know this one's kind of unbound, but look at that. Yeah, you can just tell how stiff that is compared to that one. So we're going to slide that one back in. I was going to rivet it for him because I got rivet guns, but we had to drill some of the holes a little bit bigger. Most people just put some nuts and bolts on the back side of it. That's what we're going to do. We'll just use some tools to tighten all that up. Probably going to be a little bit of a hand squeezing into there. But I'll come back after we get this whole thing hooked back up and show you guys how it looks reinstalled. Well, I decided I'd start recording because we ended up drilling out those holes with that bit. We found some really big rivets that are going to work perfect with the hole drilled out, so we'll try those first. If they don't work, we'll put some bolts and nuts on the back. The rivet's going to actually be easier because you don't have to squeeze your hand in there to hold the nut on the back side.
Who decided?
Oh, did you get it?
Well, it's in there, but just who decided?
Yeah, this is the worst design. I mean, there's no way it's this difficult on like a an American car, because there's no way their windows are this difficult to maneuver. It's got to be due to the weight of these windows.
Yeah.
There's no other reason.
All right. So this will have to be right there.
You want to rivet that one in?
Make sure it's lined up, and then I know it's
well, you got this. I'm holding the window for him right here. So, but you got, if you want to,
those little metal.
you got that little tab right there that's got to slide in too.
Yeah.
Don't forget that. That one's got to probably go first.
Angling it. Let's see if I can.
Almost had it.
This is crazy because it's flush on there.
You might have to grab a screwdriver and slide it.
Slide it on in there because it's.
We'll be right back, folks. I'm put you guys up on a stand. I'm going to try to rivet this while he holds it, and pray that that window don't slide down as we're doing this. And I haven't riveted anything in probably a couple years now.
You don't need the bow.
Oh, you got to be kidding.
What's that?
No, actually, let me see something. Oh, that's cool.
Ain't moving nowhere.
Yeah, I got a review on this rivet gun, guys. Not that I really care too much about the rivet guns, but I was trying to compare a real cheap one to this one. This one's like maybe 20 bucks at the time. With the economy, it's probably 500 now. All right, you just gotta slide up a little bit. I don't know if you can see that hole, but if you can get, I'll get that one up there. That seems to be the best one to get first. Oh man, this is one hell of a job, guys. Get a hole?
Yep, it's in there.
You sure?
Yep.
Hopefully.
She ain't going
All
nowhere.
right, we got a few more to go now. Hopefully that worked. Well, guys, we got the top two. Actually, it wasn't too bad. We're gonna be drilling out. Figure out what size that bit is. I think it's a 5/16. I think it's the same one right here.
5/16.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a 5/16 bit that we're using. And 1/4-inch rivets. Now there's the correct drill bit to use with a 1/4-inch rivet. I gotta look that up. But I believe that's gotta be 5/16 that we're using. Did you get the first one?
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and rivet it real quick.
Why did I do that?
Here. Maybe you can rivet it. You got, what you gotta do is keep it open, like all the way. Use it, but push it in as you're squeezing as hard as you might have to back up a little bit. And then pump it. Go again, it should snap. There you go.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah. Look at that. Got one more? One more, right?
Yeah.
We got two more.
Two more.
Two more. But that thing's already sturdy, huh?
Oh yeah.
Now, is the window on?
No, the
Oh,
window.
you gotta do that after?
Yeah, I bring that.
All right, I'll try to bring the camera down here once we get to that part. But let's go ahead. I'm gonna tap in these last two rivets so you guys can get to see the end thing and how we slide everything together. Yeah. All right, guys. So right now what we've done is we've added the rivets to each one of the spots. This thing is nice and secure in there. Rivets are a huge thing because now we don't have to try to squeeze our hands in there to put some bolts in, which is what most people do. So 1/4-inch rivets will definitely work.
I picked everything over.
Yeah, that's okay. Right now we just pulled the window down so we can line up the bracket here. So you've got this slide here that's going to be sliding onto this piece right here. So we got to manipulate this. I'm going to let, how does this work?
So fun.
Yes, it looks like a fun
I'm
time.
trying to remember how I did that. It was on. All right, I gotta get eye level.
Yeah, I'm going to let you get in here.
Yeah.
But what really needs to happen is this little slot right here needs to slide onto this plastic piece, right?
Correct. And then there's a black little clamp that holds it in place.
All right, I'm not gonna lie, this is very difficult. So he had to come down and I had to pull this piece kind of back and he had to come over to this side of it, and it finally slid by it. Now we've got it in just a little bit, and I think what we got to do is wiggle it back to being straight. There we go, just slid together. Guys, not easy, but definitely doable. You have to have two people to do this. Be very careful because it can be very dangerous. I almost cut my hands a couple of times. Use some heavy duty gloves if you can. I just couldn't feel anything with any type of glove on. That's it. I think we're pretty much there. We just got to put the motor back on, right?
One more part.
Oh.
Very important.
What's the very important?
This here. This little bracket.
All right, so this little bracket right here.
It goes...
Pull the window down.
Right in between.
Okay, so it's the lock on the end of that, right? It's like the cap.
There's two holes up under this here.
Okay.
About that size that this goes into.
You want me to hold it?
Yeah, I can.
And that's gonna what, lock that in the middle?
Lock that plastic piece in.
Ah, that makes sense, so it can't slide out.
Yeah. And I got that side in. And come on. Boy, my hands are greasy. This is one.
What do they charge to do this?
The shop that I usually go to.
Yeah, what do they want to charge?
I want a 500.
Just to install it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could imagine.
And the way my bank account's set up, you know.
Hey, that's like 1 gallon of gas.
Yeah.
That was one fill up in one of these cars.
Yeah.
I filled my van up. So, hey, just a fill-in, guys. In Florida, we started getting Kroger delivery. I don't know if you guys have Kroger where you're at or if you have the option of Kroger delivery. Tampa just started getting, we don't have actual Kroger's. Publix is our big grocery store. And I started using Kroger for my business because they deliver milk and it being the cheaper option for good milk. So they give $1 off gas when you spend, I don't even know what it is, but every single time I go to the gas station at Shell, I get $1 off. It still cost me $80 to fill up my van the other day. So it was, for the 87, not the top grade, it was I think it was $3.69, so it was $2.69 a gallon, and still cost me like $80 to fill it up.
Crazy.
Yep.
It's gonna keep going up.
It's gonna go up and down, you know, right where it's at right now.
And
hopefully, at some point,
we love these gas.
All these electric cars bring the gas down because nobody stops at the gas stations and they got to give it away. Yeah. We'll just keep driving these. So he just slid the motor back in. That's how easy that is. He just put the motor back in. You've got these 3 little star key bolts, Torx, whatever you want to call them. You got 3 of them. I think they're Loctite in there, right?
They were a little bit. They were easy to come out.
Okay.
So I don't think they were much Loctite.
Well, you can see he's easily getting them back in. This is the final thing to do, and then we can test it out. I'm gonna let him tighten up that last one, and then we'll go ahead and test it out and let you guys know how everything went. I am planning on doing a full video on this once the weather cools down a little bit. We'll probably jump on the parts car, just show you guys exactly how to take it out, how to install it. Maybe I'll cut this video in a little bit to make that a full video. So let's go ahead. After he gets all this hooked back up, he's plugging everything back in. You're gonna do the reverse, obviously. So if you're gonna attempt to do this, I'll leave a link to a video. There's a good video out there, right?
Yeah, I'll send it to you.
All right, I'll leave a link, and then I'll try to do my own video so you guys got a little updated video on it. But you start by taking the door panel off. It's pretty straightforward if you've ever done it before. You've got some screws up underneath here. There's some behind the ashtray. I've done videos on that before. And then you've got to unplug the motor, which is exactly what he's doing right now, plugging it in. And obviously you got to unplug all the accessory stuff like the door switches and stuff like that once you pull this door panel off.
That won't let
you see the switches down there for that.
It won't let you put it on the wrong way.
Okay, so that one, what does it do? Twist and then pull?
Yeah, well, no, it comes straight out.
Comes straight out?
It has little...
oh, yeah, they line up.
It has little brackets. I don't know how... Oh, yeah, it's flat on this end.
Yeah. So that'll pull off. The other one will pull off like a normal, you squeeze the tabs on the end. And then 3 of those Torx bits to take the motor off. If it's just the motor, that's how easy it is, guys. You swap the motor out, put a new motor on, you're good. And that's the only issue I've ever had in the past. Now, I hear so many people tell me that they need to change their regulators out, and I can see why now, all those plastic fittings on there. So fingers crossed that doesn't happen to me, but now I kind of know how to tackle this.
You want to crank her up? And
I don't know if your battery's connected. I think I disconnected your battery.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. It's just a negative. I'll hook the negative up real quick. Where's the key?
In the same spot
Which is?
on the door.
Which one, driver's?
Yeah.
All right. Doing this live. Oh, you got a nice messed up key like everybody?
Yeah, I got a spare one with a spring.
Oh, yeah.
Pete, we are the bomb, man.
We got it.
Freaking did it.
Well, guys,
Heck yeah.
that's enjoyable. So it is a Saturday afternoon, and there's nothing better than helping somebody out, fixing something. There's 0% chance you would have gotten this done without me here, and there was 0% chance I could have done it without you. So I'm glad I was going to actually try to tackle this for him just because I was motivated this morning, and I ended up working on my Porsche that you see over there and gave me a hell of a day, a bunch of headaches, a bunch of really crappy wiring that somebody did and bypassing stuff, and it's just giving me some start issues. I think I figured it out, but I'm going to take a break from that, and I figured might as well help Zay. Well, once again, guys, you have an awesome day, a blessed week. We'll catch you on the next video. Don't hesitate to ask questions in the comments. If you do have anything about this, we'll both fill you guys in.